What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's a true night of champions as the WWE prepares to crown its inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. However, that's just one of 5 championship matches scheduled for the WWE's first Saudi Arabia Super Show of 2003. Join us now as we recap the show and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of Night of Champions. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. First, let's look at the recap, as the first match is a tournament final for the World Heavyweight Championship as Seth Rollins takes on AJ Styles. It's an instant classic as AJ and Seth show the incredible array of moves and technical skills, exchanging holds, counters, and reverses as they fight for their new World Championship. Although Seth injures his knee, he fights through and he hits the curb stomp for the win as Seth Rollins becomes the first inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. After the match, Triple H hands the new world title belt to Seth and raises his arm in victory. We're a bit disappointed he didn't do the helicopter spin though. Next up is Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Becky Lynch is determined to knock the chip off Trish's shoulder. Becky proves to be a better wrestler, but Stratus proves she's craftier as Zoe Stark appears from under the ring, laying Becky out and throwing her back into the ring for Stratus to deliver the Stratus faction for the win. Trish Stratus wins the match. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship match as champion Gunther takes on Mustafa Ali. It's a spirited showing from Mustafa Ali, who uses his speed and agility to keep Gunther at bay while delivering lightning fast strikes. Unfortunately, all it takes is a dropkick and a powerbomb, and Ali counts the lights as Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship. Next up is the Raw Women's Championship as Bianca Belair takes on Asuka. Asuka is out for a championship while Bianca is out for revenge. Unfortunately, Belair's quest for revenge blinds her to just how dangerous the Emperor of Tomorrow is, and Asuka blinds her literally by spewing mist onto her hand and raking Belair in the eyes with her caustic digits. Roundhouse kick to the head, and the fans have a new women's champion. Next up is the SmackDown Women's Championship match as champion Rhea Ripley takes on Natalya. Dominic Mysterio distracts Natalya before the match, allowing Rhea Ripley to blindside her and throw her around in and out of the ring before getting a quick pin with the Riptide. Rhea Ripley wins the match and retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. Byron Saxton interviews Seth Rollins about his big win tonight. Seth says it's good to have a World Championship gold around his waist again. It's been so long. Next up is Cody versus Brock Lesnar. As expected, Brock Lesnar targets Cody's broken arm. However, Cody realizes he can use his cast as a weapon and begins bludgeoning Brock with it. However, Brock counters a crossroads into a Chimera lock in the center of the ring. Somehow, Cody is able to reach the ropes and force a break, but a subsequent F5 and reapplication of the Chimera leads to Cody losing consciousness as Brock Lesnar wins by knockout. And finally, it's time for the main event as the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match as champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Sami wants Roman Reigns to face him, but the tribal chief is reluctant and has Solo do his work. Roman oozes with arrogance as he lets Solo do the majority of the work. It's a seesaw battle until a ref bump freezes up things, but the Usos run in and attack KO and Sami. However, Sami ducks a stereo sound superkick which takes out Solo. Roman is furious and shoves Jay. However, Roman isn't as furious as Jimmy, who superkicks Roman, and the Usos leave the ring. There's a stunner by KO to Solo followed by a haluva kick as another referee comes to life to make the count as the champs retain the Undisputed Championship. Roman is still in disbelief as Night of Champions closes out. But that was a quick recap. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? First, we started with the good as number 1, a fantastic title match. While fans can debate the wisdom of putting the tournament final for the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship on as the first match, fans likely forget about this oversight as soon as the match began and until its end. Both superstars showed why they're 2 of WWE's best performers, and the WWE added to the drama by reminding fans how AJ Styles inspired Seth Rollins' career. The match was everything the fans expected from these two, and it was the perfect way to crown a new world champion. This match was an old school classic in the fact that it was a battle of human chess as each wrestler tried to maneuver his opponent into a spot where he could hit his finisher. This was no instance of wrestlers hitting 20 finishes and kicking out, but a memorable match featuring 2 grandmasters of the grappling game. They made the right choice with Seth, but AJ should get the rub thanks to his performance in the match and the tournament. Number 2, Becky's killer cosplay. WWE's female superstars may be limited to how much skin they can show when they work in Saudi Arabia, but that didn't stop Becky Lynch from showing off a Kill Bill inspired outfit as she challenged the film's protagonist, the bride. Number 3. A clever finish. While Trish vs Becky saw Stratus struggling at times to keep up with the man, the match featured a clever finish with Zoe Stark emerging to surprise Lynch and cost her the match. While Becky was the better wrestler tonight, she was outsmarted by Trish, who has quickly re-established her credentials as a crafty heel. Stark's involvement in this hot program seems like an ideal way to introduce her to fans who haven't seen her on NXT and suggested WWE has plenty of faith in Stark. Number 4. Mustafa's moment. Despite rumors that the WWE was planning an upset win in order for Gunther to move into the world title picture, Mustafa Ali came up short against the Intercontinental Champion. Nonetheless, Ali has nothing to be ashamed of as he worked what may just be the best match he's ever had in WWE. Mustafa showed heart and ring savvy as he created the illusion that the defeat was imminent for Gunther. The General deserves credit for his efforts too, but the real story was about Ali coming close. With any luck, the WWE will use this match to push Ali. Number 5. Asuka Ascendant. Asuka has finally regained the Women's Championship. The Empress of Tomorrow has had a successful career on the main roster, but despite her many accomplishments, her career just hasn't seemed as epic as it did during her time in NXT. That seems like it's about to change as Asuka has returned to the ruthless wrestler that saw her destroy opponent after opponent in NXT before her injury sidelined her. Tonight, Asuka showed her wrestling ability and that she's operating at the same level that made her famous. Asuka showed determination and cunning when she missed with a green mist, only to later spray her hand and use it to blind Belair with an eye rake. Asuka's win is long overdue, and as good as Belair's past 2 reigns have been, it was time to move on to a new champion. Let's hope Asuka gets a chance to show dominance and ruthlessness as fans wonder who will be able to defeat her for the title. Number 6. Sami in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn finally made it to Saudi Arabia and the fans couldn't have given him a warmer welcome. Zayn showered them with affection, cutting a promo for them in their native tongue that only made them even happier. And the Bloodline is finished. There were many fantastic finishes tonight, but none as dramatic as in the main event. The drama between the Usos and Roman Reigns finally boiled over, giving Roman a taste of defeat and the realization that his arrogance and selfishness are beginning to catch up to him. Roman's title reign may be stale, but there's no denying the Bloodline family saga still has plenty of life in it. But that was a good what about the bad as number 1, Stratus stumbles. Becky Lynch vs Trish Stratus is a dream match on paper, and going into the bout, it looked like the two would deliver the goods. Unfortunately, Stratus showed that while she's okay when she's protected in a tag team match, she still needs to get rid of a good amount of ring rust. The match wasn't a dumpster fire, but there was enough blown spots to take away from this being a real dream match. Number 2, Clueless Cody. Did Brock Lesnar beat Cody Rhodes' brain as well as his arm? How else to explain Cody failing to utilize a cast as a weapon against Brock? The announcers pointed out how the American Nightmare finally realized he had an equalizer, but as a second-gen wrestler, why wouldn't he be aware of this? This plot hole made Cody look a little foolish and it shouldn't have happened. And a meaningless match. WWE had a serious problem with Rhea Ripley, and it has nothing to do with the SmackDown Women's Champion and everything to do with the array of losers she's defended her title against. It's not just a case of Rhea being dominant, which she should be, but that the WWE has had her defend what should be a prestigious title against mid-card acts. Zelina Vega might be an exception since the WWE wanted to capitalize on her hometown popularity in Puerto Rico for Backlash. However, Ripley vs Natalya was a wasted time and a wasted opportunity for the Eradicator to wrestle a top-flight opponent at one of the WWE's biggest shows. Why did the WWE put the title on Rhea if they didn't have any quality opponents lined up for her? Who's next? Shotzi or Aaliyah? Now, there was nothing downright ugly as Night of Champions featured an array of well-wrestled matches with several clever finishes that kept babyfaces looking strong even in defeat. The show's fabulous finish was the proverbial icing on the cake to an overall parade of top-notch in-ring action. Best of all, they kept things moving fairly well as Night of Champions had less filler than usual, running less than 4 hours. Nonetheless, it was a solid show that should set the stage for some fantastic programs heading into the summer. But that was our review and recap of Night of Champions. What do you guys think of the PLE? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.